Good morning, retail traders. This is the Sneaky Snake trading strategy with Washboardjim, and I'm going to give you the watch list after the full MAC meeting yesterday. When I'm listening, this is what I decipher. So the Fed comes out and he gives a speech, and I expect it to be a little bit dovish, which it was, but yet still a little hawkish on the other side. We had pulled back and we traded it very well yesterday. Created a bull flag. So today they're going to decipher what Powell had to say, and they're going to find anything good out of his speech and try to keep this market above that 21 SMA on the weekly time frame after we had them three black crows and that hard money. That's a sign that we could move up, but I'm still believing that we're way overbought in an irrational market that's ran up too much in an election year. Yes, election years are always good. Politicians supposedly are out campaigning, but we don't have we have a president that can't campaign and he can't speak. See, the whole world looks at that and goes, God, America, are you that freaking stupid? So, I'm going to bring you the watch list. I still think we need to have a good correction. We definitely pulled back to a solid support. And I can't take away from that because we've had 3 weeks of solid pullback with some consolidation into a hard money candle. And then we had the bounce off that hard money yesterday, respecting the 9 EMA. And we're going to pull up the chart and we're going to pull up the watch list. Oh, heck, let me see. Just do this. I got it already set up. So yesterday, we're going to just go through a few of these. I'm going to be using the 1 hour and the 1 minute on some of these, maybe the 5 minute. So we've got the SPY right out of the gate. We've got a real nice pullback into Thursday, and then we consolidated for Friday. So I thought we were priced in for the Powell speech. And then we had a nice little bounce after that. So knife, breakout, pullback, boom. And we got in that trade. So what do I expect out of the SPY today? Let's go ahead and pull up the 1 minute and just kind of get a little gander. We're going to build a channel in here. This so far, right now, we're going to clean this up. If I can clean it up. I've been having some problems with my mouse. So right now, we've got a support level right here at 50500, and we got to maintain that 500. That's very important, that we maintain that 500. So somewhere right in here will be the channel of support. We'll go right to that low, and then we'll take it up here to the high. And for right now, our pivot point, as of now, is right around 504. So this is our channel of today. And we got to hold the support level of $500. And to keep this thing bullish, 500 is everything. If we start building below the 500, we can go down a lot more. And I'll show you here on the weekly time frame. That's not the weekly. We had 3 black crows off the 21 SMA. We held the 21 SMA last week, and so far, again, higher highs, higher lows, and a higher high. This is 3 black crows bouncing off the 21 SMA or EMA on a weekly time frame. And it does it also on the SMA with a harmonic candlestick pattern, which is bullish. And then we had a little bit to the upside today. Now we could easily come down and touch this 21 again, and that'll be a real solid place that you need to, hopefully we can hold that support level. Just in case we do have some red day, somewhere around 195, 195.50. No lower than that. We go lower than that, we're in for a heck of a pullback. Maybe to 475. It's that important that we hold that 21. Let me mute this down here. It's highly important we hold that. If we don't, we could drop all the way to the 50. We have 3 black crows with a reversal of a harmonic candle, and then we had a green day yesterday. And we're going to consolidate sideways. This is what I predicted when I said we were going to pull back, that we were going to go sideways, build a sideways channel. So as long as we stay above 500, we're good. If we go below 5, we could see 475. Baba, they're pumping China right now. I can't pump China right now, but we had a good week in China, and so they were pumping China. They've been pumping China for 4, 5, 6 months because they want to move that money into somewhere else because we're way overbought. Way overbought. And they wanted to move that money into something else, and China's not the place to be putting it, just in case, until Biden's out of office. And we get Trump in there and we get peace in the world. So, yeah. I wouldn't put money in China until if we got Biden out of office. And try to improve relations throughout the world. So I'd stay away from China. I mean, I'd scalp it, day trade it, but I don't need to touch it. Not when you got NVIDIA. So we got NVIDIA. We had us a snake, breakout, pullback, boom yesterday to a double top. Jim, how do you recognize a snake? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you. We're going to clear this chart up. We're going to pull this up to the 20-day. 1 hour. We have a 1, 2, 3. What do you mean by 1, 2, 3? Well, I assume this is a triple bottom. I'll take that candle right there and run it into that one. And we'll have a 1, 2, 3. I'll take it to the next candle. And that's your resistance that we got to get to, somewhere around 877. So we bounced off that. That was the indicator that we could be in a good trade yesterday. It's called a triple bottom. I don't care. It doesn't have to go horizontal. It can go vertical. It can go downward. As long as I got the 1, 2, 3, I'm going to be taking that trade and running it on up. So I'm bullish when I come in the market yesterday because we've had such a great pull. Look at this pullback. See? That's a pretty good pullback from 888 all the way down to 810, 811. So that's a $77 pullback in 2 days. So Pow speech made the market a little bearish yesterday. Reason why? Because Wall Street has had this wrong from day one. They implemented and they said when we had this pop back in December that it included 6 rate cuts. We're not getting those 6 rate cuts. I was totally screaming out saying they're full of bull crap. So I'm right. I feel vilified. I mean that I was able to capture that resistance level and play puts because I made a ton of money in the past 4 or 5 months knowing that we were at a real extremely high resistance level and that it just couldn't keep going. When you got stocks going from $300 to $2,000, that's freaking, I've been here 20 years. I've not seen anything like it. I don't care if God landed on earth. It's still way too much. There's nothing that can change my mind about that. And I was so confident. And I made a ton of money in the past 4 or 5 months buying puts, playing expansion patterns, knowing that we were way overbought. And we're still way overbought. So I keep that in my mind when I'm trading these stocks, and I'm it's a winning ticket. So yesterday, I'm going to show you how to play the snake. It's the easiest trading strategy that anybody could ever want to trade if they have the patience. And if you can count to 3, you can trade with me. You got to learn how to count to three, though. I mean, if you can't count to three, you might as well give it up. So I've been counting to three ever since I was in third grade. I mean, I think I was about 3 years old when I started to learn how to count. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the numbers here. If you count to three and you play baseball, you know where the sweet spot is. You take life experiences. Okay. This is on the 5 minute. I'll put it on the 1 minute here, and let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. Same thing. So this is how I trade the snake. It really only works good on the 1 minute, but I guess you could trade it on the 5 if you learn how to do it. You just have to figure it out. I mean, I can do it. So we got 1 top, 2 top, and then we had the breakout. So on this breakout, we had 1 bottom, 2 bottom, 3 bottom, and we had a double bottom with a higher low. What do you mean higher low? I mean, you take, this is the one sign that tells you that we're getting ready for a breakout. A higher low, now what am I doing? So we got 1, 2, 3, and we break out of the thing. We break out of it. It's broke out. And I always say look for a pattern after this. So the pattern, in my case, is a double bottom, higher low when we broke out of the box. That was the time to know that we're bullish in this trade. So I try to tell everybody, please don't jump into it right here unless you know what you're doing. So I'm going to point out 2 indicators in here. We have these soldiers. This is a bullish breakout. Okay? This is a bullish breakout of that channel. You have 3 white soldiers and then the 4th, and then it pulls back. So that's the time to take the trade. This is on a 1 minute candle. You're not going to see this on a 5. Now watch. This is the trick. You take the 9 and it crosses over the 21. This is the 9 EMA crossing over the 21 EMA. EMA. Once that crosses and we break out, this is bullish sign. We got the 9 crossing the 21, and boom, baby, she takes up and she respects that 9. Your entry was the pullback right here off the 50, because you know that the 9 has crossed the 21, and you broke out with these huge, humongous indicators that we were getting ready to have an upside. 3 white soldiers is an indicator that you're going to have a bullish upside. So the buyers came in. They know that bottom. They know the double bottom with a higher low. Jim, that was a great call. You nailed that pullback out of the snake, but I don't know where I want to get out of the trade yet. So you found out that you got a very bullish pattern here, so you're going to go straight up to the double top, and you're going to draw a price line on the double top. There you go. Double top exit idea. Then we have the sell-off. My trading strategy has to do with a bull flag, a double bottom, breakout, pullback, boom. Jim, I missed that entry right out of the snake. Man, the thing's running up. I don't know what, should I go ahead and jump in the trade? No. If you just now notice that we broke out of the flag and we hit the 200, let it build another flag. What do you mean? Wow, expansion pattern. So we came back and we pulled back and we hit the 200, and I get a knock on the door and I said, Jim, we're bouncing off the 200. Let's get it. Let's go to races. I missed a trade, Jim. We pulled back again to that trend line for a double bottom on the expansion pattern. I'm in the trade now, thank you. And then all of a sudden we get the big spike. Then she gains respect and starts to run up and break out to the double top. But that's a bull flag. That's the expansion pattern. And that's how you run it up to the double top and you're out of the trade. So that's NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a great trade to be watching every day on pullbacks because we're way overpriced. We're way overpriced on this stock. This stock's way too damn much. This is the best time to be trading this stock. Look at the yearly. Look at the 3-year. You tell me that this thing ain't way overpriced, and I'll suck your finger. 108 all the way to $900, $800, $900% increase. 900% increase in a year and a half. Way overbought. It needs to come back down to 500 to be respected. We're still way overbought. We can get a good knife, but this is a great company to be scalping every day. Way overbought. The next one's Amazon. Another one that's way overbought. $81 all the way up to $189. It's up over 100 and some percent. Now this is a good company. This hasn't been up like the other ones that are up at 7, 8, 9, 10, 100%. This one's only up 100. So it can be respected. We can go ahead and probably get in a good dip on this trade. I wouldn't be buying it here at all. It's still way overpriced, but not compared to the others. This one's an underdog, and I think you have a good chance of making real good money on it this year. QQQ. Another one. Here's your 254 all the way up to almost 450. Way overbought. We could come back down and find some support off this previous high, and be a strong buy somewhere right around 404 when it decides to go ahead and pull on back. You want to check out that previous high and use that as a support level. If not, you've got your next one right here, and that territory right in here with the head and shoulders. This is a head and shoulders, see? We had a head and shoulders and we pulled back, right? That's a bull flag. That's a bull flag. If you count to 3, you can learn how to trade with me. If you can count to 4, you might make a little bit more. So we got a bull flag here. Jim, I counted to 3 and I made $1 trillion on that trade. What do you mean? Yeah, that bull flag that you always diagram and talk about. Well, I took your word for it, and I decided to go ahead and count to 3. We got 1, 2, and then your third candle. And then we had a touch right here with a spinning top. I mean, we're going to go ahead and throw this one in here. That's number 4. So I want to make this perfectly clear. 1, 2, and I usually don't count this, but I am this time because we're on the weekly time frame. It's the only reason. That's the only reason. So we come up here the third time and didn't break it. It pulled back to the third time down here. This is the sweet spot. If it doesn't break out on the 4th spot up, you got to start to be concerned that we could get a knife. So 1, 2, 3, you can trade with me, and if you can count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you might make a little bit more. and we run on up. So this is a critical support level down here. And we got that inverse head and shoulders, and the second time it hit that shoulder line, it broke out. There's your head for a double top. Double top came, pulled back a week, bounced off the 9. So this is a real good trade to watch. Now I come in here in the morning and I want to take this trade. I'm going to look at the gap in here. Now I got this. I traded like this before, and I've really never really thought about it. Then I got to watching old Zach Morris, and he likes to build that channel in between the pre-market low and highs. And I said, man, I remember doing that about 15 years ago, and I forgot all about it. So I've been using that as in this bearish market or this pullback to kind of keep in that perspective that pre-market channel and after-hours channel is very important to maintain. You can take trades all day long in that channel. And if we break that channel, we could get up here to a higher level. So that's what I'm trading in for the first thing in the morning. And I want to give kudos to Zach Morris for that. Apple, same thing. We've got that pre-market channel. We had that good little call out yesterday on Apple. Snake breakout, pullback, boom. We had soldiers coming in right first thing with a tweezer bottom, and boom, she run on up. And then she had that big breakout. Now I'm bullish on Apple. I'm bullish as could be. I really think it's time for Apple to turn around. So the pre-market low, right there, and right there is your channel. And if we break out of that channel, we could easily climb up to the top of that 172.59. TSM's pulled back some. We got China to deal with. Snake breakout, pullback, boom. We got an expansion pattern on the 20-day. Let's clean this up. Let's take this trend line, and we're going to play this like this. It's called a megaphone pattern. We could drop, find support down here at the bottom or a double bottom. It'd be a good entry for this stock. See here, you got another one. I'm telling you, we've had so many expansion patterns in this pullback. Do you understand? If you can count to 3, you can trade with me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Got it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Man, I love this strategy. I hardly ever lose on it. If you count to 3, you can trade with me. If you count to 4, you might make a little bit more. So that's our little channel today. We set an alert down here at the bottom, or a double bottom. And then we got resistance right up in here. That's our channel. That's our channel. Actually, we could, if we break that, we could easily run up to the 1, 2, 3 up here. 1, 2, 3. I'm not counting that. That's a wick. That don't count. Got to be the body. The body has to be touching that line. 1, 2, 3. IWM, 24-hour trade. 1, 2, 3. We had the breakout, pull back. And this has got a bull flag in here. No, we got another expansion pattern. Another expansion pattern. with an inverse head and shoulders. So there's your channel. 194. Another head and shoulders right here, so right around 195 to hold. And your resistance is a 1, 2, 3, just right under $200. $201. And it's as simple as E. Just look for them patterns. Snake, breakout, pull back, boom. And then we got a megaphone. So what does this megaphone mean? It means we're in a bear market. Got me? Don't listen to them people on CNBC. We are in a bear market because we're way overbought. And we're seeing a lot of megaphones. Once we get out of the megaphone thing, it'll be a whole different story. But we're in megaphone. We can make more money in this pattern than you could possibly ever believe. The megaphone. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. We're way overbought. We're consolidating. We're creating a lot of megaphones and head and shoulders. And we're playing the double bottoms, triple bottoms, and the pullbacks. Sneaky snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the know. Being in the now. Have a great day, retail traders. Real good video today.